Mic check, 1 2 1 2. Mic check. This is the morning announcements with Bomani Armah on July 12th, 2023. We are pouring libations for Mary Jane McLeod Bethune. We are recognizing the Democratic Republic of Sao Tome and Principe Independence Day and jamming out to this song called the ZYX. And I give you some more information about what I do as a teaching artist. Make sure to like, share, follow, and subscribe. Go to the video details to links to anything discussed in the show. Friends, let's get started.
1 2 1 2 3 4. Welcome everyone to the morning announcements. I'ma say my name so you can pronounce it. Bomani Armah. Shout out to early risers, I see who you are. My morning ritual, thanks for having me over. Start with audio visual dose of Sankofa. My favorite occasions a few moons away. I'm counting rotations to watermelon day. If you're with me this morning, I hope that you're with it. 2 things that I want and 3 ways to get it. Black solidarity, African independence. Honor the ancestors, prepare descendants. 3rd thing you gotta do is love right now. I mean that in every sense and every way you know how. Now throw them up and say what should increase on 1 2 3. Peace.
All right, let's do the mic.
Mic check, 1 2 1 2. Mic check. Welcome to the morning announcements with Bomani Armah on Wednesday, July 12th, 2023. I am Bomani Armah, and we are 23 days away from Watermelon Day at Sankofa. We are here to honor the ancestors, prepare the descendants, and love right now. Make sure to like, follow, share, and subscribe on Facebook and YouTube. Shout out to my partners broadcasting the morning announcements, including Bloom Bars, Story Tapestries, and Sankofa Video and Books. Go to the link in the description to find out more. Friends, let's get started with today's libation. Today's libation is for Mary Jane McLeod Bethune. Mary McLeod Bethune, July 10th, 1875 to May 18th, 1955, an American educator, philanthropist, humanitarian, womanist, and civil rights activist. Bethune founded the National Council of Negro Women in 1935, established the organization's flagship journal, Afro-American Women's Journal, and presided as president or leader for a myriad of African Americans women organizations, including the National Association of Colored Women and National Youth Administration, Negro Division. Also, you cannot forget that she started Bethune-Cookman College. Let us read this quote from Mary McLeod Bethune. We have a powerful potential in our youth, and we must have the courage to change old ideas and practices so that we may direct their power toward good ends. Mary McLeod Bethune. Let me read that again. We have a powerful potential in our youth, and we must have the courage to change old ideas and practices so that we may direct their power towards good ends. Mary McLeod Bethune. The story of Mary McLeod Bethune should be retold early and often to our youth of any community, but especially ours. Her goal, directing their powers toward good end, is the goal of every loving educator. Setting and achieving this lofty goal is something we should always give Mama Bethune props for, but I also want to present her as an archetype of the women of her time period. In my quest to make sure we are recognizing women equally with men in my libations, I've intentionally researched African American women birthdays, the ones who are most famous and remembered the most from the turn of the 19th century are educators, partly because what humans are inclined to do, what women are even more inclined to do, and what women are allowed to be. That is teachers. Mary McLeod Bethune and women like her were willing to put in the work and go through the mental exercise of rethinking what education is. For that, we are eternally grateful. For that, I want to pour a libation for Mary McLeod Bethune. We never forget, so never fear. For homies who ain't here, we pouring out a beer. Because of you, it'll never be the same. We keep saying your name while we pour champagne. For the mothers and the father figures, your flames to flickers, we pouring out some liquor. We're the sons and the daughters of heroes and martyrs. Honor you by pouring out some water. Friends, today's libation is for one Miss Mary McLeod Bethune. All right, friends, as I mentioned earlier, we are coming up on Watermelon Day. Watermelon Day will be Saturday, August 5th, 2023 from 3 p.m. to 8 p.m. This is our annual celebration of summertime, watermelon, and everything red, black, and green. This is going to be family friendly. Bring the children, get your free watermelon, get your free performances from teaching artists like myself. Make sure you check out the extensive book and video collection that they have inside Sankofa Video and Books. Just make sure you come hang out with me because it's going to be a beautiful day. I'm looking forward to seeing you there. Also, make sure that you support us by getting your Watermelon Day t-shirt. This shirt is designed by Zudeka and James Terrell. For 15 years, we have been celebrating Watermelon Day in Washington, D.C., first at Bloom Bars, now at Sankofa Video and Books. This gives you an opportunity to celebrate everything red, black, and green. I love the design that they put on the shirt. To find more information, go to notarapper.com or go to the link in this description. All right, now, friends, I want to get more into Miss Mary McLeod Bethune. Like I said, I feel like she's an archetype for the type of Black woman that was crucial to the development of my community, of our community at the turn of the century. I found a really cool radio interview. It's actually This Is Your Life. If you're familiar with old radio, this is back before television, where they would bring out people from someone's past and highlight their achievements. This is about a half an hour long program, but I want to take a good 5 minutes. You'll love the campy production, the live singing, the Negro spirituals, but you'll really love the people that they brought in to help tell the story of Mary McLeod Bethune's life, and just to hear her in her own voice, the mission that she had for our community. Friends, this is a radio interview. This Is Your Life with Mary McLeod Bethune.
1893, you graduate from Scotia and you accept a scholarship to the Moody Bible Institute in Chicago. And while you're at the Moody Bible Institute, a dream is born and a dedication is made. A dream in which you will be a wellspring from which education will flow to your people, and a dedication of yourself to making that dream a reality. Approached with the same courage and determination that helped you to pick 200 pounds of cotton a day when you were 9 years old, walk 5 miles each way to school and win through to an education for yourself through almost insurmountable difficulties. That dream must come true. 1895, 96, 97, 99. March 1899, you marry a fellow teacher, Albertus Bethune, in Sumter, South Carolina. A year later, when you move to Savannah, Georgia, a son is born, Albert Bethune, named after your husband, of course. Where is your son now, Miss Bethune?
My son is an undertaker in Daytona Beach, Florida.
And where is he now?
He's in Daytona Beach, Florida.
Nice.
No, I'm not, Mother. I'm right here.
What's going on here? My, oh my. Yes, son Hello, Albert. Son Albert, flown here by TWA, Transworld Airlines Constellation, to take his proud part in the life of his mother tonight. How is everything, Mr. Bethune?
Everything's all right at the college, Mr. Edwards, when we left.
Good. Besides being in the undertaking business, you're also at college. Is that right?
I'm in charge of vocational shops at Bethune-Cookman College at Daytona Beach, Florida.
Yes. Now, hold on, though. This is 1899, and there isn't any Bethune-Cookman College yet. And even if there were, they wouldn't have an infant like you in charge of anything. You've just been born. All right, here we go. 1900. Mrs. Bethune, how are you doing? All right?
Wonderful.
You're teaching at Palatka, Florida.
A little mission school there.
And you're not only teaching, you're doing some other work as well.
I'm doing insurance work on the side. Try to raise a
and
little
prison
funding
work,
up.
too, talking with
I'm
the
talking
prisoners.
to the prisoners.
And while
twice
you and your
every week.
husband were busy teaching, somebody had to help take care of little Albert Bethune. Who did that?
I helped out, Mr. Edwards.
Well, who's that back there?
A pupil of Mrs. Bethune's at Palatka 48 years ago.
Well, can you think who it might be, Mrs. Bethune? It's Mr. Leroy Bazell of Daytona Beach, Florida. Yes,
How do you do, Mrs. Glad to see you.
yes, indeed. Oh, well, what do you do now, Mr. Bazell?
I operate a newsstand in Daytona Beach, Florida, a very large stand.
One of the largest there, yes. It's known as Leroy's stand.
newsstand.
Well, what else about it?
Well,
I mean about you and Albert in the early life.
each morning his mother would Mrs. Bethune was stopped at the home of my mother, Mrs. C.I. Basil, who is now 92, listening in Philadelphia tonight.
Oh, wonderful.
Then later on, I'd just sing him to sleep or rock him to sleep. Of course, sometimes I felt like paddling him when he was naughty.
Well, Leroy Bazel, you just take your place over there with little Albert and restrain yourself. 1904, you go to Daytona Beach, Florida, where your real life's work is to start. That day in Daytona Beach, when you decided to start a girls' school of your own, how much money did you have?
I had $1.50 in cash, but I had faith in God.
Bless your heart. And
I believed in my people, and I had confidence in Mary McLeod Bethune.
And your confidence was borne out. You rent a house here. You get
I
dry
had a
goods
little
boxes
rented
for
house.
Tell us about that school.
I
I'd
couldn't
like to
pay
know.
the rent for it.
Yes, my dear.
The man charged me
What was your
$11
desk?
a month.
What was your desk made
My
of?
desk was made of dry goods boxes, and I took an old barrel and turned it upside down, put cretonne around it for my desk, and took the dry goods boxes and made benches and stools for my little girl.
Using all your resourcefulness, you made that cottage clean and livable. And on October 3rd, 1904, with 5 little girls and your son as pupils, you opened the first session of the Daytona Educational and Industrial Training School for Negro girls, with everyone joining together singing a hymn.
What a fellowship, what a joy divine, leaning on the everlasting road.
Was that the hymn? I wonder what your pupils thought about at that school opening.
We were all very much thrilled by it, Mr. Edwards. I know. I was one of the original 5 students.
This is your life, Mrs. Bethune, and here is Mrs. Gertrude Jackson of New York City, who was one of those 5 little girl pupils present when your school opened.
Am I late, teacher?
Oh, my goodness. Mrs. Jackson, what are some of the memories you have about that first school of Mrs. Bethune?
Well, I remember we used to use charcoal for pencils and crushed elderberries to make our ink.
Yes?
Yes, and Mother taught manual training, and we used to repair the junk pile furniture so we'd have something to sit on.
That's Albert Bethune speaking. Was there any tuition, Mrs. Jackson?
Yes, we paid 50 cents a week.
And there were other ways you raised money for a school that started on $1.50, Mrs. Bethune, such as having your students sing spirituals at various functions.
Go down, Moses, way down in Egypt land. Tell all Pharaoh.
As the months go on.
Wow, that was Mary McLeod Bethune getting her flowers on This Is Your Life, the radio program. You got to hear one of her first students. You got to hear 2 of her first students, her son and one of the 5 girls who joined what would become Bethune-Cookman College. I am so glad that she was an innovator in education. She was a trailblazer for my community. Once again, pouring libation for one Miss Mary McLeod Bethune. All right, friends, let's keep this moving. Today is actually the Independence Day of the Republic of Sao Tome and Principe. I do not know a lot of information about Sao Tome and Principe, but I am learning more as we go. And as you know, whenever I recognize the anniversary of independence for a country, I like going to Miss Elsie Honey and letting her play their national anthem. That is what we're about to do right now. This is the national anthem of Sao Tome and Principe by Miss Elsie Honey. Here we go. Friends, that was LC Honey performing the national anthem of Sao Tome and Principe, who are today celebrating their independence from Portugal in 1975. I am really happy to learn more information about this country and what it has gone through to gain its independence. I'm actually going to read the lyrics, as I always do, of their national anthem. It was written by Alda Neves da Graca do Espírito Santo and composed by Manuel dos Santos Barreto de Souza e Almeida. All right, friends, this is called Independencia Total. Total is probably how it's pronounced. Here it goes. Total independence, glorious song of the people, total independence, sacred hymn of combat, dynamism in the national struggle, eternal oath to the sovereign country of Sao Tome and Principe. Warriors in the war without weapons, live flame in the soul of the people, congregating the sons of the islands around the immortal fatherland. Total independence, total and complete, building in progress and peace, the happiest nation on earth, with the heroic arms of the people, working, struggling and conquering. We go ahead with giant steps in the crusade of the African peoples, raising the national flag, voice of the people, present and united. Strong beat in the heart of hope, to be a hero in the hour of peril, a hero of the nation's resurgence. Friends, that is the national anthem of Sao Tome and Principe, who are celebrating their Independence Day. Happy Independence Day to all the Sao Tomeans. Thank you very much. All right, friends, I have a little bit more time, and I want to make sure you understand a little bit about what I do. All right. Now, I have the good fortune of being able to travel the country as a Kennedy Center for the Performing Arts Teaching Artist, and I use the 3 R's of education: rhythm, rhyme, and repetition, to teach all these core subjects. All right. Now, I'm going to show you the quote that I want to be famous for. Rapping is the art. Oh, wait a minute. I think I got the wrong slide. Here it is. Rapping is the art and engineering of language divided by math. One of the ways to illustrate the power of the 3 R's and the educational power of rap is by teaching my students how to recite the alphabet backwards from memory. I perform this next track that I'm going to do that features my daughter Sanadwe singing the alphabet when she was 3, and my son Olu creating the track and singing the chorus when he was 12. He doesn't even sound like this anymore. When I walk into the house, his voice is like, "Hey, Dad." This song that we're going to do gets a positive reaction from the scholars and the educators alike. The song I'm going to do for you is called the ZYX. It is about being able to say the alphabet backwards. Right here, you see a rhyme chart. At the top, it goes 1, 2, 3, 4. Like when you're counting bars in a beat. On the side, it shows you how many bars there are. This whole setup right here, you can also get on my ZYX Mirror t-shirt. There are thousands of students now who say the alphabet backwards because they've taken my class. I actually had the really cool opportunity to perform in a library in Anne Arundel County just last week, where I asked the audience to recite the alphabet backwards, and usually no one can do it, but one little girl was able to say it backwards, and she said it exactly to the rhythm that I teach. And I was like, "Where do I know you from?" She was like, "I had you at St. Mary's." She had me for 2 years in a row learning how to say the alphabet backwards, and she was excited about the educational opportunity that hip hop gave her, and I'm excited about it as well. So I want you to go to my website, go to babagotbars.com or go to notarapper.com to find out more information about how to get the ZYX Mirror shirt. When you look into the mirror, it shows you the ZYX the way it's supposed to be recited. Now, I know I'm giving you all this information and it sounds weird and it doesn't completely make sense. Let me play for you the ZYX video starring Sanadwe and Olu. Here we go.
A, B, C, D, E, H, I, J, K, I, little P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Now I know my ABC, like I won't see near me.
Baba Bomani. BabaGotBars.com. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Yeah, you know your ABCs, but that's just too easy. It's time for your mind to flex. Can you do your ZYX?
Now you know your ABCs.
know your ABCs, but that's just too easy. It's time for your mind to flex. Can you do your ZYX?
Now you know your ABCs. That part's too easy.
So now I'm gonna break it down for you one bar at a time, real slow. Everybody repeat after me.
ZYX WV
ZYX WV
UTSRQP
UTSRQP
O NMLKJ
NMLKJ
IHGFEDCBA
IHGFEDCBA.
Yeah, you know your ABCs, but that's just too easy. It's time for your mind to flex. Can you do your ZYX?
Now you know your ABCs. That part's too easy. Now your brain.
This time we're gonna do it twice, really fast. Repeat after me, one bar at a time. It goes
ZYX WV
ZYX WV
UTSRQP
UTSRQP
O NMLKJ
NMLKJ
IHGFEDCBA
IHGFEDCBA
ZYX WV
ZYX WV
UTSRQP
UTSRQP
O NMLKJ
NMLKJ
IHGFEDCBA
IHGFEDCBA.
Yeah, you know your ABCs, but that's just too easy. It's time for your mind to flex. Can you do your ZYX?
Now you know your ABCs. That part's too
Yeah,
easy.
y'all doing a great job. Now we're gonna do 2 bars in a row. Repeat after me. 1, 2, 3, 4.
ZYX WV UTSRQP
ZYX WV UTSRQP
O NMLKJ IHGFEDCBA
NMLKJ IHGFEDCBA
ZYX WV UTSRQP
ZYX WV UTSRQP
O NMLKJ IHGFEDCBA
NMLKJ IHGFEDCBA.
Yeah, you know your ABCs, but that's just too easy. It's time for your mind to flex. Can you do your ZYX?
Now you know your ABCs. That part's too easy.
Yeah, great job, ladies and gentlemen. Now let's all do it together. 1 time slow, 2 times fast. Let's go.
ZYX
WV
UTSRQP
O
NMLKJ
IHGFEDCBA
ZYX WV UTSRQP O NMLKJ IHGFEDCBA ZYX WV UTSRQP O NMLKJ IHGFEDCBA ZYX WV UTSRQP O NMLKJ IHGFEDCBA ZYX WV UTSRQP O NMLKJ IHGFEDCBA. Friends, that was the ZYX by yours truly, Baba Bomani, Olu, and Sanadwe. You see, I got my ZYX t-shirt on. Make sure you go get your ZYX shirt at babagatbars.com. Once again, thank you for supporting what we do here. Friends, that's the end of my episode of the morning announcements. There's only one more thing left to do, and that is to play the Black National Anthem, Lift Every Voice and Sing by James Weldon Johnson and J. Rosamond Johnson. Here we go. Friends, that was the Black National Anthem, Lift Every Voice and Sing by James Weldon Johnson and J. Rosamond Johnson. That is my show today. There are 3 things that I need you to do today. Honor the ancestors, prepare the descendants, and love right now. Friends, thank you for joining me. At the count of 3, everybody say peace, throw up the deuces, and I'll see you tomorrow. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Peace. See y'all.
Hold it now, melon is sweet, the water is life. So every time we meet, I'ma give you a slice, cause I'm the watermelon man. I'm the watermelon man. I got the juice and plant the seeds. I reap the fruit and give you what you need, cause I'm the watermelon man. I'm the watermelon man. It's the watermelon man, reppin' red, black, and green. The county of PG sends you greetings from D.